next, I'm going to pass it over to Diane, who's going to be introducing us to some of the grievance redress mechanisms that Wildlife Conservation Society uses. So Diane, if you are able to share your screen, it's all yours. And if not, I can jump in and share it for you.
Great. Thank you, Alex. Let me try and share it from my computer. Can you still hear me okay?
Yep, you sound good.
All right. I'm not sure I'm sharing the right one. Just try again. Okay, that one. All right. So you should be able to see the first screen with the grievance redress mechanism. Are you able to see that? Great. So I'm going to talk about our grievance and feedback actually redress mechanism, not just for grievances. And I'm not going to talk too much about why we need it and all the requirements and all the work with the communities today, because I have only 5 minutes, but I'm going to focus on the technical aspect. I still want to just give you like a really short definition of what is a grievance redress mechanism. It's a transparent and unbiased system where credible grievances are tracked in a confidential, secure database across standardized procedural steps to assess, address, and mitigate or resolve concerns. And I have a link to our grievance website where you can find our policy and other useful resources on our GRM. And so how does it work? So we have 3 components for making our GRM successful. We have the submission part in the field. And of course, before that, there is all the setup with the communities. Then we have internal management, and then we have the resolution. And what I'm going to talk about today is the middle part, the internal management, which is where we use a few tools and technologies to help us track those grievances and submissions. And so the way we have developed it in WCS is that we take all the submissions coming from all the various channels. It can be suggestion boxes, we have free hotlines, it can be through a text message, through just person to person, giving a grievance, postal letter or whatever. And then all these data, we enter it into a KoboToolbox form. Then from KoboToolbox, we use Open Function, which is a data integration software, to send those grievances to Asana. And we use Asana to track those cases and to track how we resolve them and all the steps taken for resolution. So the first thing is that we create the grievance intake form with KoboToolbox. KoboToolbox, probably you're aware of what it is. It's like a free and open source data collection tool. It's based on Open Data Kit. And it's very user-friendly. We have template forms, and then our teams, they take the template form, they adapt it to their needs. And so each site has its own grievance intake form. And of course, they can open it offline to enter the data in the field. And we can also make it available online on a website or share it via any channel so that people can directly submit grievances. Then from KoboToolbox, we use Open Function, which is a data integration platform, which is an independent system that fetches the data from KoboToolbox and puts them into Asana. We use OpenFN for other data as well. It can take data from any system to any other. And so here, every hour, OpenFN will check if there are new grievances in KoboToolbox and send them to Asana. Then in Asana, which is normally project management software, we have one grievance or suggestion that is one task in the Asana database. And so one task is a task that the team needs to resolve, right? So they will need to take different steps to resolve it. And the good thing about Asana is that we have a set of automatic workflows and rules that help our staff on the ground to manage, to track the grievances, to manage all the steps for resolution to also talk to each other. You know, we need to share some information with other people in WCS to be able to resolve, etc. And we have automatic alerts for most severe grievances. And so just going to show you a few like screenshots. I hope you can see it, it's a bit small, but let's say we have a grievance coming in. The first thing is that they review all the information that are submitted, and then they can grade it. And the grade gives us an idea of how severe it is. Then the great thing about Asana is that all the activity is logged. And this is very important for such, you know, a sensitive system. Every activity that is happening in Asana regarding the grievance is logged, and we see comments and we see everything that is done with it. And so we can add comments to say the step that we've taken. We know we've called this person to ask for more information. We've done this and that. We can add attachments and photos and everything. And we can see how the cases is being resolved and how it is moving through the different steps in our Asana database. And when it's completed, it goes into our close resolve sections. And so also with that, we can monitor easily like how many are being resolved, how long it takes to resolve. We also have, we can also analyze how many cases we have per different type of grievances, per location of grievances. And so we do a lot of also analysis and monitoring to see a bit what's happening with all the submissions that we are obtaining. And so I said I was not going to dig too much into why this is important. I just wanted to mention that a GRM is not just about receiving complaints, but it's about building stronger relationships with the people that we work with, ensure we are accountable and responsive. I also want to say that at the moment, about half of the submissions that we are getting are actual grievances, and the other half are feedback, questions, requests for assistance. So that's quite an interesting point. And just want to finish by saying thank you to everyone for listening, but also a big shout out to our teams in the ground who are doing an amazing job to work with the communities to set up those systems. The technical parts is just, one aspect of the grievance redress mechanism, but really what's important is the community engagement parts and everything that the team are doing to resolve all those grievances. Thank you.
Thanks so much for that. I think it's important to be talking about these different systems that can help us build strong relationships with the communities and people that we're working with. So thank you so much for that. I definitely have questions, but I don't think we have time to talk about them live. So I'm going to drop my questions in the chat.